Hello, and welcome. Welcome on into the Swear Word. I'm your host, Brandon Swear, and hey, this is a podcast for the chilihead community, by the chilihead community. Regardless of your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. Up tonight, we have an amazing episode on deck. We have a very fun dual round version of the 5 ready to go. So, episode 180 starts now. What's going on, Swear Nation? So glad to have everyone here, whether you're tuning in on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, and or Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for being here and continuing to make this podcast what it is. Up tonight, we have CJ of Zunilla's. Now, we're going to be talking about how he got started, the inspiration, the overall craze that has taken over El Paso, and, these spicy pickles that he's been able to, work in, and maybe some of this new rubs and upcoming products that we'll dive into a little bit here on this conversation tonight, as well as many other fun things. So stick around for that, as well as a very fun dual round version of the 5. So that is ready to go. If you would have answered those questions any different than CJ does, let me know down below what your answers would have been to the 5. Now, something that I don't talk about too much at the very front half, go ahead and make a chance of a call out here for anyone that is looking to sponsor the podcast, have open availability currently going for the podcast. So if you're wanting to have a featured segment, a sponsored segment, go ahead, reach out on theswearword.net or reach out on socials and we'll get that conversation started. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump on over to Hot or Not. What's going on? Welcome into Hot or Not. Up tonight, we have one sauce on deck. This is from Zunilla's. This is the Scorpion Pekin. We're going to be diving on into that. But before we do, as with always, the way I go about things, I do not like to read the ingredients ahead of time. I like to let my taste buds do the exploration, and we find out what those ingredients are all together. I don't do a 1 out of 10 scale. I do a 1 out of 5, and that's really based off of 5 different categories. Those categories are heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, and burn. Yes, heat I view as different than burn. Heat is that first max 30 seconds. Burn is that post 30 seconds. Does it amplify? Does it migrate? All these other things start to play into effect there. So that is the portion on the burn. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and check out Scorpion Pekin. This one in particular does not have a perforation pull tab. Rip that. There we go. And off to the side. We'll give this one a good shake. Beautiful dark red color to this overall sauce here. Nice aroma right off the bat. Very savory, kind of a more savory, comforting. Smells like a bit of either bell peppers or onion or tomato, like something of that nature, that kind of savory comfort food that you would expect. Not really picking up too much from the overall standpoint of the peppers. I mean, maybe a very faint, very faint trailing note of the peppers in this, but everything else is just this nice savory body. Go ahead and give this one a good pour. Nice medium consistency, good hold to this sauce. Got the heaping tablespoon going. Cheers. Oh man. Smooth, creamy, savory. Right off the bat, that's the first thing that you're greeted with. Oh my goodness. Right now, flavor explosion of some onions, some garlic. Would taste like maybe definitely picking up the Pekin. Definitely feeling now that scorpion come in. A quick flash of heat to the front of the mouth. Quick flash of heat to the roof of the mouth. And then as that scorpion pepper starts to really become noticeable, it parks at the very top portion of the throat and the back of the mouth. And now I can feel it radiating down towards about the mid portion of the mouth / throat area. So it has now shifted from just the top portion of the mouth to the mid portion. Overall, beautiful, beautiful burn on this. Now, if you're just starting out, not going to be the one that you want to jump in to for zinnias. Now, could you still use it? Yes, in moderation, mixed into a condiment, mixed into a marinade, things like that. You're going to still be able to find ways of comfortably using this. Now, if you're utilizing it as a means of a lathering on application, this is going to be geared towards those individuals that are working on your own personal best. You're pushing yourself. If you're doing those things, this would be a nice medium to high heat sauce, depending on where your personal tolerance is at. For me, this is a nice medium heat sauce to high medium heat sauce for me. So absolutely love it. Can see where this would be extremely beneficial, being able to be utilized in many different ways. The main thing I wouldn't probably lean towards using this on would be things like desserts. Could this still be used there? Yes, I could see where this would be potentially good in, say, like a brittle, good in, say, some cookies, things like that. That would be my use case for maybe the sauce. It would be in the process of making those baked goods. That could probably turn out pretty darn good. Utilizing this as a nice overall like trail mix coating as you're drying it out before you go out for whether that be a hunt, a hike, just time spending out with family and friends. That would be a great way of adding some spice and flavor. Of course, you have your tacos, your Italian food, your Asian food, the typical go-tos that you have there. Don't let yourself get limited in that way. This would also be phenomenal for things like a salad or things like a coleslaw. You could really be able to add some layers of depth, some layers of savoriness, and some layers of heat into what you have going on. So highly recommend checking out those 3 areas for that. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and read off some ingredients here. So for the scorpion pekin from Zunilla's hot sauce, scorpion peppers, pekin peppers, Fresno peppers, bell peppers, vinegar, water, onion, garlic, salt, and xanthan gum. Absolutely phenomenal. Nice, very, limited list of overall ingredients in there. Everything having its very intentional focus and use case throughout this whole entire sauce. Great ways to be able to add flavor to what you have going on and be able to continue to build your tolerance if maybe you're wanting to start out with small amounts and work your way up, or if you're like me, you like lathering on that heat, but you also don't want to sacrifice flavor. This is a great one to pick up, be able to lather up, and you're going to have a great time. Also, if you'd like to pick up this sauce or any other Zunilla's products, I will have the link down below for that. You'll reach out via socials to get that order placed, so go ahead and do that there. Hey, CJ, how's it going?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey, glad to have you here. Obviously, you were nominated to be a guest on the podcast, so have heard great things through that by that way, if you will. And so honored to have you here and learn a bit more about kind of your overall inspiration and how you got started. So I guess we'll start there with the icebreaker, the only set question, if you will. What got you into the world of hot? And then what was that moment that you decided, you know what, I'm going to start making my own hot sauce?
Well, it all started as a COVID hobby turned business. During COVID, I was living in Austin at the time, and one of our neighbors gave my roommate some Superhot peppers, like some yellow Trinidad's, and I think there was some scorpion and reapers. I think there was a ghost in there too. So I started. Thing about my hot sauce that makes it special is that I ferment my peppers for at least 2 weeks to 2 months.
Mhm.
So it's probiotic, good for your gut health, and all that good stuff. So I started doing 1 gallon jars fermenting, and now I have 14 going at all times. And I just started doing bigger batches, but yeah, COVID hobby turned business, and just made it for shits and giggles, and then people started asking for stuff, and oh, that looks great, can you send it to me, or do you do markets? And so I'm like, all right, I guess I should start doing markets.
Nice. Heck yeah, I like that. Now, as far as your, I guess, overall just love for like spicy food, did that start kind of early on, or kind of what was that catalyst moment for you there?
I always kind of had spiciness around the house. My mom would like eat a jalapeno with every meal. So, uh, yeah, spiciness was always around in the house, and my dad would always make salsas, and both of my families were heavy into cooking, and I guess that kind of what led me to being a chef. I mean, I come from a big Mexican family, so it's like everybody brings something to the table. So ever since I was a little kid, I was like in, I think, first grade or kinder or something. I'm like, oh, I want to make something. Let me take something to Thanksgiving, and started like cut. My mom let me cut up like fruit, made a fruit salad, and just every year it evolved. Deviled eggs, stuffed mushrooms, and
Very
just
nice. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it sounds like, the overall the passion was there, the right overall chemistry makeup to the family to help kind of be the catalyst to have this passion really be explored. So very cool to hear and see. Now, something you had mentioned is like the early days of getting going with this, and what was, I guess, that very first. What was the inspiration behind that first sauce there? Was that more just as you're mentioning, kind of the balance of like what was available and just like, let's see what we can make out of this? Or was this, I guess, geared towards a specific type of cuisine?
well, I started off doing the habanero or red jalapenos, but then it just evolved to me playing with different peppers. I kind of wanted to get the ferment thing down first, and then start playing more with things. So yeah, I started real basic, just fermenting like red habaneros, red jalapenos, whatever I found available.
Very nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's okay. Very cool. I like it. I like what's going on there. Now, obviously, there's many different ways in which you can go about, doing your fermentation process. Are you more of a dry brine kind of person, or do you like the liquid brines?
I do the liquid brine.
Nice.
Yeah, right behind me, I have my whole shelf of my ferment wall. I've got 14 going at all times. I just started doing bigger batches. I found some big. They're actually wine fermenters from the my local Asian market, and they work great for the peppers. So my more popular sauces like my scorpion pekin, my time to get dill, which is my dill pickle hot sauce, and my smoked hatch. I'm starting to make bigger batches of the popular ones.
I like it. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Definitely, as the demand continues to grow, as the word gets out there, it's going to be something that's knocking on the door, and it's a good problem to have. Obviously, scalability is something that's easily fixed. It's just trying to find that balance to either not be too heavy or too behind on that scale, I guess, if you will. So I like it.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, and I'm used to being in a restaurant setting, so I over prep. I'm like trying to stay ahead of the game.
yeah,
You're
well, I
not a day and
mean,
a half ahead, you're behind. So
yeah, and with you fermenting like that, you got to kind of have some level of it's not as quick a turnaround, if you will, as someone that's just throwing some fresh peppers in there, blending it up, cooking it down, and bottling. You have a
yeah,
bit more of that step through there, kind of creating and crafting this flavor profile that is, hopefully locking in for that 2 weeks to 2 months, and not having some kind of you know unexpected issues go awry. Has I'm sure as you've gone through this, you've probably experienced quite a few learning points, headaches, whatever you want to view them as. But how how was that process? Did you, as you were starting out, were you having I guess, let's talk, I guess, more or less like the containment issues of, because you have a lot of those that are starting out with fermenting have the blow off, the excess gassing.
oh
Um,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, first time really doing the ferments and just like because I don't use the percolators.
mhm.
I'm starting to now. I just started, But yeah, I would just put a little plastic bag over it when I burp my jars. But yeah, that first time just went everywhere. I mean, probably took me an hour to clean. So,
Yep.
but yeah, be careful if you're just starting out. I mean, don't be afraid to play with different flavor combinations and heats and just whatever you feel like eating. And
Yeah.
luckily, I haven't made a batch that I made and it's like, oh, I can't even bottle and sell this, or I don't even want to give it away. There's
Yep.
been a few that were like, okay, I think I know what I'm going to do next time.
Hmm.
So
Well, that's a lot of the fun too. That's part of just the, I guess, the dance to this all, right? Is the idea of getting in there, trying different ingredients. Different ingredients might react different to the overall ferment. It might bring a totally different flavor forward throughout that process. So it's a pretty cool thing to think about. Something that I have earmarked to dive deeper in, just like one whole episode talking about different areas of fermenting and different types and all that stuff. So definitely an interesting one in that sense. Have you found an ingredient that you either haven't really enjoyed or just really hasn't worked out in the fermentation process of it all?
I haven't come across an ingredient like that yet, but it's funny that you bring up the about the flavors changing during the fermentation process because I do make this sauce with nopales with cactus, and people are always saying, "Oh, I love the lemon in it, it's so good." And I'm like, "There's no lemon in it. It's just the fermentation process changed the flavor profile of the nopale and made it kind of bright and citrusy."
Very nice. Yeah, I mean it's fun how these things play together, and just from my own experience of trying different fermented hot sauces or foods in general, there's some of these flavor pairings that it seems to be very true to what you're saying. As they go through there, they change, but then it's like I've also kind of noticed that there's some ingredients that whenever they're paired together, because of the two changes that have just happened, it creates a whole nother, like kind of a combined, you're perceiving it. There we go. A little
Yeah,
bit differently
your
than,
perception. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
your
Gotcha.
perception. Yeah. So
Mhm.
it's pretty interesting how that whole thing works.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I just started doing this new one. I call it my Sunday Bloody Sunday. It's my Bloody Mary style hot sauce. So I fermented tomatoes and horseradish and celery with the peppers, and it came out pretty well. People have been liking it so far. So I'm trying to reach the brunch crowd with that one.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's a huge market too, right there. There's a lot of,
Oh yeah, and I'm
brunch establishments too.
yeah, and I'm from El Paso. Everybody loves their red beers and their micheladas, and so that'd be a great addition to that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's got to be a pretty big hit out there. At least once everyone else is able to latch in, I could see that being a popular hit for like we are discussing a lot of those breakfast or brunch chains that are out there. Easy go to. So okay, all right. I like it. I like the direction. I like that, the path that you're going. Now, I obviously see that you have gone to certain events like the
Yeah,
hops and hot
uh,
sauce.
that was one of my first big events. Well, I've done an event too. The event that Adam from Wicked Provisions
Mm,
said that we met at the Hot Sauce Hoonanani, and that was my first real official hot sauce event. But this one in Houston recently was the my first big one.
yeah.
So it was pretty good. It was nice, even though they
Okay.
did have to reschedule it because of the weather.
Yep.
I think it was supposed to be a few weeks before, but
Yeah.
considering it was on Valentine's Day, I think we had a good turnout. Obviously, there was a new demographic I was reaching to, the Houston people and
Mm-hmm.
that area. They seem to like my flavors, and yeah, it was real fun, and it's always fun meeting new sauce makers and trying new stuff out there too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a lot of the fun. I know whenever it was scheduled for January, that was actually on the radar to go. I had everything planned, bags packed, ready. And then obviously that storm kind of made everything reshuffle. And then it was a little bit, of a heartbreaking thing, ironically, that it was on Valentine's Day because I had already had plans set for that same weekend. So unfortunately, I was unable to go out there to the Hops and Hot Sauce Fest and be a part of that. But glad to hear that it still went off pretty darn good from what I understand. And then the New Mexico, the Albuquerque, show just
Oh,
recently.
Fire
Did
Food Show. Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. We went as a spectator this year. We first went to the Fiery Foods 2 years ago, and I was just in awe. It was just so cool to see that an event so huge, and just people coming in from all over the country and trying all the sauces, and it's more than just hot sauce at the Fiery Foods. I mean, you got the barbecue uh, people with barbecue sauces, rubs. I mean, the candy confections and all that.
oh yeah.
I overheard my girlfriend talking to some lady, and she gets her salt taffy from like Spain or something, and I was just like, that's really cool, interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. That one is another. Once again, that was kind of that because of having something planned for the Valentine's Day weekend, if you will, ended up having to reshuffle that. It was still on the books for it, but I had a few other things happen. Transmission went out in my car, and so I was like, "Do I fix it? Do I not fix it?" I don't know if I rush to get this done. I don't necessarily want to just drive to New Mexico in hopes that everything is perfect.
Mhm.
So I was like, I just better not. So I this year kind of avoided it. Sad, but it kind of played out that way. But still, one on the radar that I need to get out to. Everyone always tells me great things about it. So
Hopefully next year I can be a vendor at that one. I'd love to go and be on that side stage with my stuff, with my products, and
yeah.
showcase everything. It would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess from that standpoint, obviously, we're talking about the bigger events, if you will. But as far as your day to day, are you mostly focused on the farmers markets? Are you doing mostly online? What does the overall,
Uh,
I guess, makeup of your business kind of look like in that sense?
Yeah, for right now, and it's always started with the farmers markets. So I do farmers markets, and luckily I've been blessed to have some people help me. I've hired a couple friends to help me do markets. So there's been times when they're available. I'll do like 3 or 4 markets in a weekend. I think the most we did was like 5 markets. I did 3 markets on a Saturday. I had 2 other people helping me set up in other places, which is nice to be out there more and just to really grab that new clientele. And markets are fun, just interacting with people and seeing people's reaction to your products. And I
Yeah.
especially love the part when you're trying to sell hot sauce and people are like, "Oh, I don't like hot sauce," and then I try to push them in the way of hey, it's fermented. It's a little bit different. It's not so vinegar forward, and that fermentation kind of takes that initial sting out of the peppers, and you're left with more flavor. And when you kind of talk to people like that, they kind of were like more willing to try it.
Uh huh.
And then most, maybe at least 4 out of 5 times, people will walk away with 3 sauces.
Nice. Yeah. That's the one thing that it's just always like, I guess, mind blowing to me. The amount of people that will say that they'll just walk by and you hear oh, that's too hot for me. And it's like, you didn't even take the time to, like, one, see what the heck's going on the table.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it. You're trying to be polite, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of a slap in the face to those that are out there, vending. You're out there for quite a few hours, most of the time, spending the majority of that day on your feet. And so it's like, you're just, all you're trying to do is share, exposure of your products and, hopefully get some, passionate people to want to, engage with you and leave home with, or leave to home with your hot sauce in hand. And, yeah, it's just, it's a wild thing because it often leads those that do come over to the tables, just from observation standpoint, obviously they get disarmed real quick. They're like, oh, okay, well, maybe I can't. Maybe I do like hot sauce, or maybe I do like spicy food, right? And so it's just, I don't know what it is. Why everyone's initial gut reaction is, oh, no, better not.
Yeah, like you just say hot sauce, and sometimes people get scared and they automatically think it's gonna be like destroy your mouth, hot, or just like, oh, I don't mess with that. And it's funny you bring that up about and then there's certain events like I'll try to avoid. Like I've done car shows and they've been like hit or miss, but biker events like bike night, I've tried a couple of them because they piqued my interest. I'm like, oh, these bikers. I'm sure they love hot sauce. And no, it was the complete opposite. It was like I'm trying to do my thing, say my spiel, and oh, I even do the fermented stuff, and they're like, oh no, too hot. Oh, my stomach. And I'm like, it's fermented. It's good for your stomach. But just the fear in their eyes from these big dudes about heat.
Yep. Yep.
It kind of took me off guard. I'm like, oh, would have thought it was different. But then I do a Harry Potter event, and man, those Harry Potter heads, they love their heat, man. I remember we did an event, and it was so huge. There was just line, and it felt like I was just talking nonstop for like 2-3 hours. And it was at the time it was our highest selling day up to date. Was that one Harry Potter event, and I did a special hot sauce for the event. I did a hot sauce fermented with golden beets and golden raisins.
Ooh.
I called it the Golden Snitch. I even added edible gold glitter.
Nice. I like it. That sounds great. I mean, I like the golden raisins add a very unique, definitely when they're fermented, add a extremely unique taste. But if you have the chance with the golden beet, like I would only like obviously I've had the, I guess, red beets, if you will, the more standard beets, right? I've had those fermented, but I would imagine just off of having like either cooked or sauteed golden beets before, the flavor is so much more soft in that sense, but still that earthy, but a little bit less grabbing, if you will, from that standpoint. So I can only imagine what the flavor would end up tasting like when fermented. I bet it has a very nice note in that sense.
Yeah, it was definitely a little more mellow than your red beet.
Yeah.
And yeah, that earthiness, and it paired well with the golden raisins. That was one of the ones that I did do. I was like, okay, I'm kind of worried how it's going to come out, but let's see. And no, everybody liked it pretty well. And I used like golden reapers in it, and they were all like golden Superhots
Nice.
that I had ordered. So I like to play around with that on specialty sauces every once in a while. Do some specialty ones throughout the year. Hot sauces, like just coming up here this Sunday, we're doing a Selena inspired market, the Queen at Tejano market for the Upper Valley market, and for the last 2 years I've done a Selena inspired hot sauce. So the hot sauce is the color purple. It looks just like her famous dress. I use purple beets, habanero, jamaica, and honey.
Oh, wow. It sounds great. How, I guess, like, are you getting much more of the habanero body forward? Because it sounds like with the ingredients that you listed, you're probably going to be getting more of the, non-pepper note forward, but probably more of that undertone sting, I would think.
Yeah, for the bitty bitty bum bum is what I call it. That one, the habanero does. You get the habanero first, and then you get the floralness from the jamaica
Mm.
and the sweetness of the honey. It kind of balances and works good together. People like it. At first they're like, okay, that's interesting. That's different. I'll try it, and
Yeah. Well, I
they
mean,
walk away with purple hot sauce.
yeah.
And then you tell them it has glitter in it, and especially the ladies are like, oh, that's so pretty.
Oh, man. That's an interesting thing that I've noticed now, taking off more so, is obviously the addition of edible glitter into things, whether it be desserts or hot sauces or whatever,
Mhm.
drinks even. That edible glitter stuff is like everywhere. Um,
Yeah, you're
it
seeing it pop up more.
yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
get
I
it.
did it for shits and giggles first.
Yeah. I mean, it's attention grabbing. It kind of adds another layer to what you're, taking in. So, yeah, I definitely see the allure. I don't understand why this just all of a sudden, boom, big old trend just kicked off like that, with edible glitter. But hey, pretty cool to see that it worked out well in that hot sauce there, and obviously there's something to it. It's having the traction. There's people that I see people online trying to, I guess, review just different edible glitter drinks or sweet treats, if you will. So
Mhm.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, seen it on like donuts and
Yeah,
cupcakes and stuff like that too. And yeah,
pretty wild stuff.
whatever. If it
Yeah,
works, it works.
yeah. I guess from your own personal heat standpoint, though, is there a threshold that you like to use for like an everyday use, or whether it be your own product or just like a specific type of pepper?
I like the medium hot heat. My go-to is uh, I, I I use my smoked hatch hot sauce every day. I mean, that's my go-to one at home that I've made, and we every year we go out to Hatch and we get them straight from the source. I use the triple hot, the Lumbre variety peppers, and for that one's become a special sauce of my in my lineup, and people really tend to gravitate towards it, and it's one of my most popular ones. And what's special about that is I ferment a third of them, a third of the peppers I roast, and a third of the peppers I smoke. So it's a nice little melody in your mouth. And my girlfriend actually calls it my dad's sauce because it reminds you of barbecue, and just
Yeah.
it's perfect. The perfect smoky accompaniment to any meal.
Well, you kind of have what it sounds like is a nice ratio of the different textures, possible being put into that same sauce. So I bet that gives a nice overall texture feel as well, with that sauce, flavor kind of being expressed in different ways as well. Um, so pretty cool to hear and to know that obviously you're taking the time to ensure that you're getting the real deal hatch and you're not just getting some, you know, some
Yeah,
mislabeled
no,
hatch, right? So,
yeah, like the champagne stuff. Oh, it's
yeah.
champagne. It comes from champagne. No, it's got to
Yeah.
come from source.
Yeah, and I mean, no shade to that. I mean, peppers are still
And
great.
I'm not knocking the Colorado green chilies. I'm sure they're delicious.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So,
nothing like that in Mexico, and getting things from the source, like you said.
yeah. Well,
Just the
it
flavor is amazing.
yeah, it's all about intent. It's all about knowing the type of ingredient that you want and how it's going to potentially work with what you got going on and all these things. It's like if you have something inappropriately labeled, if you will, or that does not meet the expectations at which you were, going into this with, it's going to throw everything else off. So, makes perfect sense that would be, of importance to making sure it happens. So. All right. Well, something that you have going on right now. We've talked about like the larger events, the farmers markets, etc. We've kind of briefly touched on the overall like pulse at the market of just kind of how those that are coming to the booth and their overall reaction and response. But how has this been? I guess from um, a fan engagement, a consumer engagement side of things, if you will. Is there certain sauces that have been like edging out another most recently, and then kind of what has the trend been? Has there been much of a change up over the years in the most popular sauce?
They've been pretty. I've been pretty steady. once I've come up with like my core flavors, the ones that people gravitate to, like my most popular is the Scorpion Pekin, and that I have actually that one started at a restaurant called a local restaurant here in El Paso called the Junction Brunch House. It's their table hot sauce for the restaurant, and they've been open for 2+ years now, and it's been their table hot sauce from day one. And just recently, this past year, I want to say, it was probably last summer, Chef Felipe over there said that his customers were asking for something a little hotter. So I came up with my El Paso Heat, and that one's my fire roasted yellow sauce. So I fire roast habaneros. It's got manzanos. I smoke yellow Carolina Reapers, and then it's got yellow fever peppers in it too. So that was my El Paso sauce. I wanted to make a fire roasted yellow sauce for the Sun City here, and
Nice.
people have been loving that one too. The brightness, it's extra hot, and yeah, it's been pretty pleasing to people.
Manzano peppers are absolutely amazing. I do enjoy eating those fresh. So I bet that was a great addition to that. Based on what you were describing, I can just envision just kind of the overall breakdown there of that sauce. So, uh, man, that I'll have I have uh, a friend that their family lives in El Paso. I will have to definitely mention them to go check out that brunch spot, and obviously check out the sauce. I don't know how their family down there handles heat, but we'll at least we'll see how the response is.
We have something for everybody, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure we'll
Okay.
have something.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. I guess that's something for a lot of people that may not be familiar with Texas. El Paso, Fort Worth. It's a pretty far distance. If you depending
Oh
on
yeah,
what
we're
state you're from,
pretty much opposite sides of Texas. I
yeah.
mean,
I mean, you try to drive from one to the other, which I've done a handful of times. That's a drive that you want to make sure you're breaking up and you're having rest stops and all the things, because otherwise it's just you're in there for a long time.
you're just driving through desert and dirt, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, well, I used to live in Austin, and doing the drive from Austin and El Paso, yeah, it's you gotta be you gotta take that drive with some grit. And I'm now getting older. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to make that drive like nothing.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, old man, I got to take my bathroom stops and drinking too
Hey,
much coffee.
yeah, yeah. Well, at least there is that capability. It's not like this. It's not like you don't have anything to pull over at. It's at least you have kind of that stretch of rest stops to go and all that things. But it's never always that easy. It always seems to be whenever I'm on a car trip. It's always the times where like I'm not the closest to things that all of a sudden it's like, you know what, I am hungry now, or you know what, I do have to go to the bathroom now, and
Oh, I
so
should
it's
have
like,
stopped
yeah.
something to drink. Yeah.
Ah. Never fails. I don't. It's one of those things. It's like if you mapped it out, you probably should take it. Doesn't always seem to compute in my head. Definitely, if I'm like, okay, I'm good. Let's keep rolling. But as you've been doing this, obviously, it sounds like the most of the events that you've been vending at are in Texas. Is the roadmap looking like for, let's say, 2026, 2027 to start to expand out into other states as far as exhibiting, if you will?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm definitely this year and looking forward to doing more of the bigger hot sauce events. Uh, I know they have one in Portland and New York, the big ones.
Hmm.
I want to go check out one of those next year. Uh, I wanted to try to do the New York one this year, but I got invited to do Taste of El Paso, and it happens at the same time. So one of my friends, Christina, she has this little basket bakery, and she was asked to put chefs together for that event, and I was asked to do the main course. So I'll be using some of my products in the main course. I'm doing a smoked pork loin with my spicy tomato bacon jam that I make, and I use my scorpion pekin hot sauce and powder in the jam, so it's a little sweet and spicy jam, and that'll
Wow.
go well with the pork.
Oh yeah. That sounds like it would balance out really well with that. Favorite dishes to make for your own like personal enjoyment. Is there something that you've made over the years that has kind of just like held almost like a core memory to you?
Well, I'm big. I got big into barbecue because my dad and my grandpa would always barbecue. So barbecue has always been a big thing in my household, and I remember being a little kid, and my dad would pull out his half pan, and it's barbecue time. Uh, and I'd always ask too. I'll be like, "Oh, are we having a party? Who's coming over?" Because I see all this meat and stuff dad got from Sam's, and he's throwing down a whole feast. Looks like it's for a party. He's like, "No, it's just for us, mijo." And I find myself doing the same thing too. Uh, like barbecue it, and when I lived in Austin, and my roommate, he'd get home from work, he'd like, "Oh, dude, why don't you tell me people are coming over?" I'm like, "We're not having a party." I'm like, "I'm just barbecuing for us." But of course, I was doing like 2 racks of ribs, a pork butt, a brisket, the whole 9 yards. I mean, if you're gonna barbecue, you might as well barbecue.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole process. Definitely. Well, I guess it's a whole process for those that like to do barbecue for the sake of doing barbecue. You know, you have those that have, those pellet grills that they can set the dial and press a button and never have to walk back over there and really check it. I mean, they can, but don't really have to. It's not quite the same as those like traditional, older smokers that you would use. I mean, that's what I still have, and that's what I prefer because, very true to what you're saying, it has become something that is a bit of a. If you're going to roll it out, it's a lengthy process. You might as well cook a lot all at one time because you're probably going to use about the same amount of wood, anyways, regardless,
Yeah,
whether you're doing that small amount or all of it together. And so, yeah, it just ends up making more sense. I mean, there's nothing wrong with potentially, chopping it all up, getting it prepared, and then vacuum sealing it and freezing it for later too. So,
yeah, that's always a good one too. Yeah, I'm starting to do that more too. So I make these barbecue kolaches with my barbecue that I'm gonna start selling here soon too. I've been playing around for a while. Uh, One of my roommates and my roommate in Austin, he would do these brisket and kale and real bougie kolaches, I would call them. Uh, and he'd add brie too. I'm
mm.
like, dude, that's like a $15 kolache. Or Klobuneski, or I know you gotta be real specific if you're in South Texas. Like, don't call it a kolache if it's got meat in it.
What you're describing, that sounds phenomenal to me. And so I guess whatever you want to call it, because it's like don't bother me. I call that
People
a
are just
good
more
time in the mouth.
familiar with the word kolache than the Klobuneski, especially in West
Yeah,
Texas. You
yeah,
don't hear too much of the whatever it's pronounced. I always
yeah,
butcher it.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
so for mine, I've been using I'll use my products in it. So for my pulled pork one, I use my pickled jalapenos that I make, and my pickled jalapeno mix, I use chayote squash, cactus, carrots, and onions. So it's like your traditional escabeche, but with the southwestern twist with the cactus and the escabeche in there.
I like it. I definitely like it. It's something you've mentioned quite a few times. I don't. I like. I feels like this might be the perfect. You might be the perfect person to ask this to. So you mentioned cactus a few times. My main question has always been: I've seen this float around. Have you ever tried cactus and doing like French fries with it?
Oh, like frying the cactus? No,
Yeah.
I have never tried that.
I've heard that it is phenomenal to do like basically cutting it into what would be like strips, like fries, and then quickly frying it. I hear
Oh,
it's
I could definitely.
phenomenal and
Yeah.
much better than like say traditional French fries. So that's part that's always piqued my interest because I like it in sauces. I've had fire roasted cactus, if you will, and that's also pretty good. But I've never had it fried like that. So I bet that
I
would be
don't think I've
phenomenal.
had fried myself either, and that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to start playing with though too. But yeah, nopales have always been a staple, especially on my Zunilla side of the family. My grandparents, when I was little, they had a ranch in Paris, California, and they would send us stuff every summer through the bus. My dad would go pick up boxes of lemons, limes, and nopales, and my dad would trim them up, freeze them in little bags for whenever he'd want to make nopales, and my grandma would put nopales in everything, breakfast burritos, side dishes, and one of my fondest memories is going to the house and where's grandma? Where's grandpa? They're in the back with cases of nopales and cactus peels, and my grandma, she chingon, man. She would no gloves, just barehanded, like nothing, just so fast.
Wild. Always
Yeah.
baffled by those like those videos of people just like speed cutting in their hand. And it's like, how do you not like have? I
Or,
get there's a level of which they're not going say all the way through, but like how do you
or
the precision?
or the video of people with the oil bare hands turning
Oh
things and
yeah, mind blowing. I'm like, do you not have feeling there? Like, oh, what's going on here? Hear that you've been nominated for a few awards or you've won some recent awards.
yeah, I've used my products actually in a few competitions. I did a barbecue competition 2 summers ago, uh, and I used my rub from my smoked hatch hot sauce. So every time I ferment the sauce and I make the sauce, I strain it, reserve the pulp, dehydrate, make my own powders. So my initial plan is to use those powders and turn them into rubs. So I did a cooking competition. I got first place for chicken in a cooking competition, and my scorpion pekin hot sauce. I've also used that powder in some chili cook-offs. I've won third place 3 years in a row at Way Out West chili cook-off the past 3 years, and then last year I did two chili cook-offs in the same day. I sent my friend to do the Way Out West one, and I went out to do the Cornelius chili cook-off. It's this little town outside of El Paso, like 50 miles outside of El Paso, like an hour away. They used to do chili cook-offs years ago. It's under new ownership, so the guy's bringing the tradition back. And the prize is 10 acres of land. So I
Oh
actually won
wow.
10 acres of land making chili. So I figured, hey, I'm already doing one chili cook-off, might as well do two. And turned out to be a good decision. Turned out on top. It was there were 38 entries, 19 judges after like 2 rounds of voting. It was a dead tie, so they had to go to sudden death, try it again, and then the owner said it was a unanimous decision.
Very nice. I like that, man. That is wild to hear. That's got to be one of the coolest prize pools that I've ever heard of for like a chili cook-off or really any kind of like a food cook-off from that standpoint. Because you know, 10 acres is a nice little bounty right there for some chili.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I thought it was a joke at first, but then at the end of the night, the dude signed over a deed to me and had a one of those people with the stamps to approve it. I forgot what they're
Nice.
called, but anyways, it was super cool. We haven't been out there yet, but eventually the plan is to do a chili farm out there and grow my own peppers.
Very nice. I like it. I mean, hey, what better way to control costs than by growing your own, pepper supply there? And with 10 acres, you can definitely grow way more than that. And, I not really knowing the full on quality, it sounds like there's also plenty of land there to be able to potentially even build on and live out that
Oh yeah,
way. So,
sure. Eventually, I can have my own facility out there, and who knows?
yeah.
Got so many ideas. So
Yeah, no, that's very cool. I guess really how the whole thing has mapped out for you. Is that something that you're going to keep in rotation? Is always signing up for these chili comps, or is that going to eventually kind of be something that you step away from?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I enjoyed doing them. I've never really done them before. So that first chili cook-off, I was just doing it for shits and gigs. Let's just do it. It'll be fun. Try other people's chili, and I ended up getting third place on that at that first one, and especially with that doing the chicken. I never even expected a place. I just thought it'd be cool to just participate in learning an experience. There was a dude right next to me, like pretty much everybody in that competition for the barbecue one. Everybody was like a big baller. Like they've done like big touring barbecue competitions, and
Oh
they
wow.
always win. So it was pretty awesome to compete against those guys, and for to have them compliment my food as well.
Yeah.
It was
No,
really
that
really humbling experience.
well, it sounds like, obviously you with the chef side of things, your passion in the kitchen, obviously transpiring to the sauce side of things, and obviously you have many other products that you've already started talking about. So, what are some of those other products that everyone can kind of expect to find whenever they either see you out at a farmer's market or look at you online to order? How does that work?
So online, I have a domain site ready. I'll be should have a domain. I mean a website should be up and running in the next few months. But
Okay.
one of the big items that I started doing last summer was pickles, and people can't get enough of these damn things. And I don't know what I was getting myself into because I'm literally pickling like 2 3 times a week, or staying up till like 3 4 in the morning, night before markets, trying to get pickles because these people really love their pickles. I
Oh,
do an array of spicy different flavors. I do habanero, scorpion pekin. I started doing chocolate habanero when I found chocolate habaneros at the store. Ghost pepper, reaper. I played around with green chili, hatch pickles, where I dust the pickles with my homemade hatch powder first, just to really get that hatch flavor into it. I'm going to be playing with horseradish pickles soon. And then I just recently did smoked pickles too. So I treat the cucumber just like a piece of meat. I grill it, get a little char, throw it on the other side of the smoker, smoke it for a little bit, and people have been going crazy for it. I got this one regular who's been getting like 2 3 jars at a time, and he was like, "Man, these are perfect in my martinis."
hey, that sounds good. Pickled green beans are something that just recently my wife retried again, and caught her interest in all that. And so I started showing her, like, pickled okra, and obviously all these other different things that you can kind of pickle. And it was just like absolute, a blast for me because I personally enjoy, I guess that more like that pickled, really those pickled okra are like, if I see a jar and it's open, I have to either remove myself or that whole jar's gone.
Yeah, I played around with green beans and okra. I want to have those more of a staple, and hopefully, God willing, soon I'll have those in my lineup. Because yeah, I definitely want to reach the brunch crowd with those too. And plus, I mean, they're just good on their own.
Yeah,
Good to
yeah,
snack on, and you don't see them a lot, and
yeah,
that's kind of why I like to do. I like to bring things to the table that people don't see a lot. So
yeah. No, I like it. I guess with that side, with creative side in the kitchen, obviously already having like an arsenal of products to help complement what you're cooking. Is the focus at all to have your own restaurant at some point? Because it kind of sounds like you're
yeah,
gravitating around that.
yeah, that's been the dream, the goal from day one. Ever since I was a little kid, I always want to have a food truck and my own restaurant. And I'm this has been even starting out Zunilla's. That was always the goal. Is like this is like a fundraiser project to get to that point. And it's just nice building the clientele I've built, and seeing these regulars and these people come back. And at first, I was like always like, oh, I can't wait to get my food truck, and seeing that goal and that vision come closer to happening. I'm getting a custom built smoker built right now by somebody, and then I am going to be working on a food truck at some point later this year. But back to the hot sauce, just building this brand, and having people really gravitate to my products has really made the decision hard. It's postponed the food truck a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but also it's like, wow, I've really built something. Like, I want to see this into fruition and see where I can take this. And who's to say I can't do both?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great
I'm,
restaurants that have started as, whether that be a salsa company or what have you, and then they've also, turned it into a wildly successful restaurant, or vice versa. There's a restaurant that started out and they just happen to be making a sauce or some kind of a, product that can be sold outside of the, connection to the restaurant. And then that becomes wildly successful. So I can see this path working out very well.
yeah, I mean, they go hands in hand. I mean, with each other. I mean, everybody likes wings and burgers and dogs, and uh, who's to say you can't put a hot sauce on it? I mean, people put a hot sauce on everything already.
Yep. Yeah.
we and I'm a big Italian person too. Like, I've done most of my career doing Italian food, so I just recently got a wood burning oven, and yeah, I put a hot sauce on my pizza too. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. Wood burning oven for pizza for outside is definitely a huge thing, or like a goal of mine to have. But the one that I keep seeing in my head that I want, obviously, is it's definitely not cheap, but then two, it's definitely not something that's ready to be on display in my backyard right now, as I'm kind of redoing the outlay and how everything's gonna look and all this
Mhm.
stuff. Like, that's a far down the line project at this point. But yeah, I think I would be eating way more than I would be able to control myself if I had a access to a wood burning oven like that to just constantly make fresh pies. Like, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I love making pizzas, and I've been a pizziolo most of my culinary career, working at Italian places, or starting help open pizza shops, and
Yeah.
uh, always covered in flour. It's fun. I love making pizzas too.
All
So
right.
that's my goal, is to incorporate a little Italian Mexican barbecue fusion somehow. I know most people don't like saying fusion, and sometimes I don't like to either. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, and I don't know. I just why have limitations? As long as I have good food and people want to come and eat, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. Well, I think we have actually a very fun dual round game that goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. So let's go ahead and kick it on over to the game, and we will carry over this conversation there.
All right, sure.
Here we go. We have a very fun dual round version of the five here. So we will be diving on into these. Now, the best way to go about this is kind of twofold. Since there are two rounds here, oftentimes what we will end up seeing is you kind of get your footing, you kind of get your understanding of how to play the game in the first round. And then the second round, obviously, it could be the same topic or it could be totally different. But the way this is played is there are 5 numbers on the left-hand side of the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 could be the best, or 5 could be the best. However you want to view it is totally up to you. However you rank it is totally up to you. The only caveat is I will only show one image at a time, and then from there, you have to decide at that point where you would like to place this. So, with that being said, let's get this first image going. So, up first, this is just to represent Mexican food as a whole. Obviously, I have tacos here because this is the wild, most selected option, if you will, for Mexican food choice.
Oh, tacos. Let's go 3.
Number 3. All right. Up next, well, we have this is to represent just hot wings.
Ooh, let's go 4.
4 it is. All right. I like it. Up next, this is Cajun food.
Cajun. Let's do 5.
Number 5. All right. Then, next up, we have barbecue on the list.
Oh, that's got to go number 1 for me.
Number 1 it is, and well, love it, hate it, whatever the case may be. Your number 2 is desserts.
I guess number 2.
All right. So here's the shakedown. Here's what we got. We got number 1, barbecue. Number 2, desserts. Number 3, Mexican food. Number 4, hot wings. Number 5, Cajun food. Knowing that these are locked in and we can't really change them, would you have changed any of these had you seen them all at once?
Yeah. I would have probably moved the dessert down a little more.
Okay.
But
all right.
It's all good.
All right. Well, I like it. I see where we're going at with this. So let's do this. Let's load up this next here. All right. So here we go. We have round number 2 of the 5. Now, this same game, same way it's played, different images. So here we go. Up first, well, this is to represent the business side, the getting the back of business of your work done, if you will. This is all the paperwork. This is the checking of inventory. This is all the just busy work, if you will, the non product making,
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Let's put that as number 1. I need to be more dedicated to doing the business and paperwork side of things myself. So,
all right.
Put that as...
Then up next, this is to represent just going to a farmer's market here in this picture particular.
Let's put that for number 2.
Number 2, all right, of what is coming up next. This is a larger event. These are like those bigger expos. These are the, the mega markets, all of those.
Trade show type deals. Yeah. Put that as number 3.
Number 3 it is. And we will take a look here at the next on the list. Well, this is the marketing side of things. This is getting your name out there. This is letting people know that you exist.
Let's do that number 4.
Number 4. All right. And, well, love it or hate it, number 5 is being in the kitchen, coming up with ideas, creating, crafting, and having a great time doing it. Knowing that the list is set, would you have changed anything? Or what is your top number? Is number 1 the highest, or is number 5 the highest on this list?
This list, I went with number 1 as the highest.
Okay. I like it. Any of these that you would have moved around?
No, I think it's pretty good.
Okay. All right. I like it. Nice, quick, effective, and the way that you're able to think through this. Obviously, like I said, being able to have that first round under your belt, you have an idea of what you should expect and what is to come. What did you think of the 5?
Oh, it was fun. Good to I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely there as that mental reset, that kind of like I guess detour, the pit stop, like we were talking about with the road trips, right? You gotta have a minute to get out of the car, stretch your legs, and have a little bit of fun. So this next part here is the nugget of knowledge. So we will craft this one towards those individuals that, like, let's say they have that creative spark, that passion in the kitchen, that they love getting tapped in and playing with ingredients and finding new things that work. But maybe they're just lacking the confidence or lacking the just the nudge to get going. What would be your advice to those individuals?
If experimenting with something new, or you find something at the market you want to play with. I mean, just food's all about having fun. And if you want to try it a certain way, hey, it doesn't turn out, no big deal. I mean, most of the things people create and come up with were mistakes. I mean, when I first was doing the smoked pickles, I was like, oh, I got too much char on it. Screw it. Let's just pickle it anyways and see how it comes out. And I ended up liking that little char flavor. So you never know what's going to happen. I mean, Earl of Sandwich, that was probably a mistake. Somebody dropped some bread and meat and cheese together and took a bite, and that's how the sandwich was made. I mean, you never know. You could come up with something new. So don't be afraid to play around.
Absolutely. Great nugget of knowledge there. This next one you should be very familiar with. This is the hot seat nomination. So this is someone that you think would make a great guest for the show.
I would like to nominate Brandon Ginn. He is the owner and operator of Simple Promise Farms out in Elgin, Texas. I first met him. He reached out to me. He runs a drug and alcohol rehab program facility out there. He helped one of my old roommates, former co-sous chef of mine, and helped him get his life together. And my buddy referred me. He reached out to me to teach them how to make hot sauce. He asked me to do some consulting because they have a farm that they grow all the produce. The people doing their drug and alcohol program work the farm and tend the farm and help do markets on the weekends. He wanted to bring another element and turn those peppers they grow into hot sauce. So I taught them how to make hot sauce, gave them 3 basic recipes to use, and he told me about the big event that he has every year, the Hot Sauce Hoonanny. And the first year after I helped them create hot sauce for their organization, he asked me to come and be a judge. So I was like, oh, cool, that would be pretty fun. And when I get there, I see all these big old trophies, and I'm like, damn it, I should have competed. I mean, it was still fun to be a judge, don't get me wrong. I mean, we must have tasted like at least 20, 30 hot sauces that day. So in that aspect, it was fun tasting all the different hot sauces and the unique flavor combinations and all that. But yeah, anyways, back to Brandon. So yeah, he hosts the Hot Sauce Hoonanny this past year. I think it was the 4th or 5th year. So he's been doing it for a few years, and I've attended it the last 3, and it's nice to see how much it's grown. And meeting the people out there who are working and making the hot sauce too. Just this past year, the gentleman who was selling hot sauce next to me, he was actually part of the organization and in charge of their hot sauce production line. And it was really nice talking with him. And he owns Step Up Sauces. Drawing a blank on the gentleman's name right now, but it was just nice meeting him. And he had mentioned that I guess we had spoken a long time ago when they were first getting their production together, and it was nice to hear him say that how the recipes that he followed were inspiring for him to start making his own hot sauce and doing his own line as well.
That's super cool. Absolutely. Like the impact that you just described there is very cool to hear and to see it just continue to pay it forward almost, if you will, in that
Yes.
process.
Yeah.
So very, very cool there.
It was a wonderful experience going out there and seeing the good things and how he's helped people through the farm and that event. And it's just a nice event that brings people together as well.
Brandon of Simple Promise Farms, I will look forward to having you on and learning more about all the great impact that you've been able to have and so much more. So thank you, CJ, for that nomination. Now, this last part here is greatly impactful for those that are just audio-only listeners. Where can they find you? How can they find you? And any kind of announcements you want to make, this is your perfect opportunity for that.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok on Zunilla's 2020. You look it up, you'll see my logo pop up right away. I'm working on a website right now. Hopefully, I'll have it up by the summer. That's the goal. But in the meantime, if anybody's interested, you could always shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll send you a list of my available products.
Well, CJ, it's been absolute pleasure having you on here, learning about Zunilla's, learning about your overall passion, your drive, where you're headed, and all the bright future that is in front of you. So look forward to having you back on, learning more about your growth and learning more about just the success that you've had along the way. So we'd love to have you back on.
Well, thank you for having me. And I did forget to mention I'm about to unveil my new labels coming out soon. I'm going to do a couple flavors at a time until I get the whole lineup.
Very nice.
But yeah, thank you for having me. And it was great. I had fun. Thanks.
CJ, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It has been an absolute pleasure having you on here and learning about Zunilla's. If you would like to keep up with Zunilla's, I'll have the direct links down below so you can keep up with all the different socials, where he's going to be out at, and any new products and those new labels as they roll out. You'll be able to catch those there first, as well as I'll continue to share that out as I see them as well so that everyone can keep plugged in. New episodes drop every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central with a periodic Thursday sprinkled in there, some new scorching and swearings, and some that have been on a hard drive that will be rolling out here soon. So see that kick off this upcoming week, as well as the website has had some new things added. Much more is going to be plugged in there. So if you would like to check that on out, head on over to theswearword.net. As if you're there, if you would like to, be a swear citizen, go ahead, click there, sign up, and jump on into the overall community. If you're looking to sponsor the podcast, there's also a form there so you can reach out and start that process there on theswearword.net, or reach out on socials and we'll get that conversation started there as well. If you're on a platform that allows for a podcast rating and review, please go ahead and leave a 5-star review. That helps get in front of the algorithm, in front of those that are, passionate about the world of hot, all the way to those that might just be curious. So this could be their catalyst. So continue to share this out with other like-minded chiliheads as well. For our current sponsors, podvision.io. If you're looking to grow your brand, start your brand, hit a bump in the road, you're trying to figure things out, highly recommend checking out podvision.io for all of those things, as well as webdx.one. Maybe you have an online site. Maybe you had a guy at one point and lost contact with him. Maybe you just never got around to building a website. Highly recommend checking out webdx.one. Best of all, they get you looking great online while you get to focus on what you do best. I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been The Swear Word.